Hello everyone, welcome back to Momentos de Tecnología. Technology Moments. In this opportunity we're going to work with a very interesting process using UNIFI Cloud Key as a controller. We're not going to use a computer, we're going to use the controller based on the Cloud Key Generation 1, which is very interesting. I'm going to show you right here where we're going to set up very quickly and what you're going to be able to do with the Cloud Key in a very simple step. In this opportunity we're going to have these two APs, and we're going to have a power over Ethernet switch that is going to provide power through the UTP cables using this power supply that provides 1.35 amps, which is about 60 watts. That is about what these four devices use: the switch, the two access points, and the Cloud Key. We're going to download, you're going to have to download this app, which is named UNIFI. And you're going to see that these two devices are showing in the interface, but that is because I am connected to the internet through my Wi-Fi. We're going to add controller. So you just, maybe your app is going to ask you if you want to enable Bluetooth for this step. Once the app finds the cloud, you're just going to configure it. And it is going to ask you for the simple process of creating and naming your device. As you can see, the IP is showing in the top. And we are not going to activate both of these cloud access or SSD. Then you're going to be asked which one of your APs that are showing on your network you want to configure. You just select them, and then in this next process you're going to name your wireless network, and this is where you're going to create actually the network. You're going to provide the name of the network, and you're going to provide the password specifically for that network. You're not going to enable guest access, and you're going to click next. And basically, as you can see right now here in my Cloud Key controller, it is going to turn blue. All the LEDs of the devices are going to turn blue, which means they have been successfully configured. In a few moments, about 1 minute or two, you're going to find your just created network, and it is going to show and it is going to be ready to connect. It is very important that you notice that by this time you have not completed the setup, because all the devices are being configured to accept IPs through the dhcp server. So that is something that we're going to change by closing the app. Just closing the app is just going back to the home screen and open it back. And you're going to manually configure your controller. You're going to click again in Add Controller. If it's not already there, you're going to locate the controller. But now that it has been configured, you're going to have to enter the information manually. Let's remember that the IP address that I told you about is the address that you're going to have to put here. You have the port, which is 8443, and you're going to input the username and the password that you have been using. Let's click OK. Let's log in. And you're going to see that your wireless LAN has been set up already, and these are your access points where you can see all the information about the connection, the connectivity, if it is gigabit Ethernet, or if you want to watch many more statistics about your access point. Very important, very interesting. You can also, for example, override, forget the device. You can leave it at factory default settings. Right here you can make those overrides I was telling you about, in case that you want to have different networks temporarily. Right here you can set a static IP for each one of the APs, which is also a very good practice. And right here you can disable it temporarily also, and re-enabling it. Right here you are going to change the name of each one of the APs. It is a very good practice right here to label your devices at the bottom of the device so you know which one you're going to place where. And right here you are going to use the PC in order to access the same address that you had over there, the 0.63 and the port 8443 with the username and password that you have been setting them up with. You can check if the IP is correct by making a ping to each one of the to the IP of the device. Right here, you're going to see like the control panel and the dashboard, and right here, 8443. This one is the dashboard, and this one are all the customization of your network, the controller, the user groups, the IPS in case that you have a USG, the networks, the passwords, the maintenance. You're going to be able to change right here the SSH access, which is a very good practice that you have this password, username and password very clear in case that you need to use PuTTY or any other software like that to connect directly to the device and make configuration changes. Of course, that is for advanced users. If you access the IP without the port, you're going to access this two option page where you have access to the configuration of your network and personalization, or access to the cloud key and the basic network settings of your device. Right here, we're going to see you're going to see the configuration panel of the cloud key, and in configuration you can make changes to the name of the device, the time zone, and the most important thing that we're going to do right now is to change the DHCP IP to a static IP address, which is very important so you won't lose access to your device and you don't know how to access the HTTP table on your router. We changed to an IP that you know that is not being used on your network, and if all the other values are correct, you're just going to click on apply changes. The device is going to restart and your network is again ready to go. You just ping the new IP address that you have just configured and you check that the device has successfully changed its IP. Okay, guys, that's all for this video. If you want to check a little bit more about personalization, customization of all the values that you can with the UNIFI Cloud Controller, you can check the other videos that we have uploaded recently. And we hope you enjoyed this video. And remember that we do not have any commercial relationships with the brands that right here we have tested. We are just sharing our experience with technology in this era of technology moments. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.